Valentine's Day happens to be my very favorite holiday, so I thought it'd be kind of cool to share my love story as I paint a gift I've done for him.
Okay, so you want to hear my love story? Perfect, great. I'll tell you, just sit back, enjoy this video, and listen to the greatest story of my life so far. So it all started like in 2018 when I was freshly graduated from high school, and I mean like that week I had graduated. I got this DM from a boy who I hardly knew. Like, he was around my older sister's house because he was kind of friends with her husband, but I did not really know him and never had a one-to-one conversation with him before. So anyway, I get this DM from him on Instagram and he's like, "Hey girl, you're so beautiful, like the prettiest girl I've ever seen in my whole life. Wow. Hey girl, what's up?" And so I say, "Oh, hey, thanks. How are you?" And he's like, "Good. Congratulations on graduating high school." I was like, "Well, thank you." I was like unsure as to why he was even messaging me to begin with because, like I said, I hardly knew this person, never even talked to him before, and at the time I was very, very shy. So he asks me where I'm planning to go to college and all, and then I'm like, "Oh, here's my plans," and yes, I did stick to those. He tells me what he's doing in life, such as this, such as that, and then I just leave him on red because I went to his Instagram account and started looking at his pictures and I was like, "Oh my gosh, he's really cute and he seems really smart," and all these good things about him. Like, he was athletic, super kind, seemed like he had good morals and all that jazz. But the fact was, I thought he was way cooler than me. I mean, this dude traveled to play paintball, and I was from a small town with only one red light, had no sense of my name or who I was. And so I just thought he was way too good for me, and I left him on red and never looked back. And so a few months later, I entered college and stuck to my plan and fell into a relationship with somebody that lasted for about 5.5 years. And so during that time, it was not the greatest relationship with this person. His family was awesome, but it just wasn't it. It wasn't anything I should have been in. So anywho, while I'm out here dating this other dude for like 5.5 years, the love of my life is also out there dating here and there. And so apparently during the duration of our separate relationships, he started asking my brother-in-law how I was doing. "How is your sister-in-law? How is Elizabeth?" And I was obviously in this consistent relationship, so my brother-in-law would answer, "Oh, she's doing well, she's in school, she's graduated, oh, murmur." And he never relayed the message to me that I was ever being asked about because I was in a relationship. And so, 5.5 years come to an end. I finally admit to myself that I am not where I want to be in life with this relationship that I'm currently in. Though I loved his family, I ended that college relationship. And just a few weeks later, my current boyfriend, Austin, calls my brother-in-law and asks, "How's Elizabeth doing?" And my brother-in-law says, "Well, she actually just broke up with her last boyfriend." And so Austin immediately goes and asks for my phone number from Trey, my brother-in-law. And so it was given to him, and he sent me this message that was so mature, kind, and direct. And I had just spent almost 6 years in a relationship not knowing where I stood. And so the feeling of someone telling me their exact intention was just phenomenal. It was a really good feeling. And so anyway, he says that he wants to get to know me better, that he's always admired me. I'm intrigued. He's a cutie. I'm still super nervous because, yeah, I still think he's way cooler than I am. And so I asked my sister, "Hey, do you think that a cool guy like Austin, a weird little quirky clumsy girl like me, would work out?" And she was like, "Well, you never know. Just try." So anyway, I spent the next month talking to him via text because we also lived 1,500 miles apart. At the time, he had gotten a really good job out in Colorado, and I was back home in Mississippi. And so not only did I never have an in-person conversation with this boy, but now I am attempting to date someone whom I've never talked to, who is also 1,500 miles away. He was awesome. Our conversation was really fun. Banter was there, humor was there, and I really enjoyed the flirtation. And right off the bat, honesty was accepted, and it was just a really fun experience for the month that we just started talking. Obviously, he's states away from me, so he flies down and rents a car, picks me up, takes me back to a really nice restaurant, which in my small town eyes is anything that's better than McDonald's. So yes, we did in fact go to Texas Roadhouse, and I was too embarrassed to order a steak because I didn't know how to cut any, so I did get a fish. Flash forward, guys, guess what? Here I am now, and Austin cuts all of my steaks for me. Conversation happened at the restaurant on our first date, like his expectations, what my expectations are, what we're looking for in a relationship, what kind of respect we expect out of each other, what long distance dating is going to look like for us, especially because we started off dating long distance. And so he was down visiting for a couple of days, and he stayed at his family's house. For the 4 days that he was home, he picked me up a couple different times, and we went out for ice cream, we went out for long walks, and then we stopped by my sister's house and chatted with them for a little bit. It was really exciting, refreshing, and while it was new, it didn't feel inauthentic. Everything that we talked about felt like it had been built upon. And maybe that's because we did spend a whole month and some change talking to each other on the phone and text message and really talking about difficult things. And so by the time we reunited and had our first couple dates, it felt like we were friends, but also the kind of friends that are holding back from really wanting to kiss each other. So anyway, the 4 days lasted pretty quick, and he went back to Colorado and I stayed back home in Mississippi. And then we spent the next few months from July all the way through November going back and forth visiting each other. I'm a teacher, so I got to spend like 2 weeks at a time visiting him on my school breaks. So that really helped our relationship and feel bonded and establish more boundaries and really fall in love with each other. Lots of hiking, lots of little dates during these visits. When he's back home with me, we're visiting my family, getting to know his family a little bit. And it was just a beautiful first few months of dating. Now we're like 7 months in. We've already said, yes, I love you. You're awesome. I have fun with you. I trust you. And I feel protected in this relationship. And then, there were some personal random complications and some hurt that went on outside of this relationship that affected maybe how I treated him. And we were able to get through that together. And he was able to forgive and accept, my downfalls. And so all of that triumph led to us just making the decision that I would move across the country to go live with him, because if we were going to make this work, we needed to see each other more often and, really be invested into one another's lives. And so I put in my resignation at this fabulous job that I had, and I moved all the way to Colorado. And since I've moved here, it has been, I think, about 8 months. And the connection between him and I, since being housemates, I suppose, never really fell short. It was always strong between us. I had my personal adjustments of, I've left my whole family. I've left all my friends. I've left this job that I loved. I've left, normality, what seems familiar to me. He had his own adjustments too. He had this whole other person that also came with the cutest little dog in the world in his home that he had already, started establishing. And so it was never difficult as far as our friendship, but just readjusting to the newness of everything. I'd never lived with a partner before. Was a bit of a challenge, but it has nonetheless been one of the best decisions that I've made personally in my life. Like, I get to wake up every day and love this person. He is so fun to love. He's charismatic. He's honest. He's appreciative. He's kind. He's generous. There's a focus on my relationship with him where I see him for who he is and not what he is not. There's so much to have gratitude in my heart about Austin and who he is as a person, not just in a relationship, but the way that I see him venture through the world and the challenges that he faces and overcomes, the way that he communicates and treats other people. Like, he values people so intensely. People are not disposable to him. They are much more than their mistakes. They are much more than their weaknesses. They're much more than their fears. And he just loves fiercely. It's an honor to me to be able to have fallen in love with this person who makes my life better and everybody else's around him. He's a sassy guy. He's just sassy and opinionated and vivacious and audacious. He's just all these wonderful, vibrant things that, some people might see and think that it's too much or it's this or it's that. But to me, Austin is just unapologetically himself. It's just a beautiful offer to whoever's in the room as soon as he walks through the door. And I love him so much. I don't know if I did that justice, but that is my love story with my person, whom I'm proud of, whom I feel comforted by, whom I accept, whom I am excited about, and whom I see a future of opportunity with. Happy Valentine's Day. This is my favorite holiday, And it's super awesome now because not only do I get to tell my friends how much I love them, but now I have my favorite person in the world, and I get to wake up next to him on Valentine's Day and remind him, like any other day that I do, how much I love and appreciate him. He's incredible. All right. Love all you too. Happy Valentine's Day. Goodbye.
I'm a shy deer in the headlights. She's coming over and I'm just standing there like